out with Chris Caden himself. What is going on, brother?
I'm exhausted.
Me too. It's tough when you get old.
Why we got to talk about age, man? Damn.
Tonight, you're in a triple threat match with that dastardly bully, CJ Bambino.
Yeah, CJ Bambino, whatever.
And that drunken Hunter.
Alcoholic Hunter Grayson. Yeah, man, both titles on the line. I don't have them. I polish them in the back right now. No, they're heavy. I just don't want to hold on to them. But
all right.
Yes.
What's your strategy tonight going into this big match?
I got to be on my A game. I got two big guys. Like Hunter hits hard. CJ's a big dude. I've been in the ring with CJ for many years, probably almost 10 years now. I just got to bring my A game and make sure that I come out on top.
All right, man. I wish you luck tonight, my brother.
Yeah, too sweet. Come on, baby. Too sweet. Yeah.
Woo! Devil.
What is this BS?
Hey,
what is he bothering you
this,
about?
Baby?
What is he bothering you about tonight, this guy?
Yeah, he keeps asking me really stupid questions.
What'd you ask him? Let me hear it.
I asked about SWA.
Oh my God, we're not at SWA. We're in NYWC.
He's asking about PJ Savage.
PJ Savage? Who? The guy you beat? The guy that couldn't win this? He came here just for this. He couldn't get the job done.
Nope.
What else?
That's all I got.
That's all.
That's all I got.
Enough of the garbage questions. Leave my pal alone.
Yeah, let's walk away, bro.
We've had enough.
All right, Sage. All right. Calm down.
Let's go.
Real fired up.
Let's go.
I just want to say that it was super rude of you to walk away from me earlier.
Talking to the New York State champion, you're going to have to pay up.
You take Kale?
Dude, goodbye.
Whipwreck, Kaysen, doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens, but it looks like we have a special guest.
Get my earplugs on.
No. You was looking for Tina, and then you talk about people dominate tonight, all right? The Dirty Deeds, they got nothing.
We're now the new Starlet champion. What's going on?
Hi, I am Fearless Princess, so why not team up?
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo for February.
The show is called The Shadow Band, and I was like, that's kind of...
Hold on. Let me speak. Okay?
But today I got a very special guest. I got the great...
Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I am your host, Papa Dank, and tonight I got a very special guest tonight. I'm so excited. Oh, man. Let's get it on. All right, let's bring on Walker 13. Oh,
what's going on?
What is going on, bud? How are you tonight?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, you look a little pale, man. You got to get some sun, bro.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? All right. We'll skip the sunlight. Let's start off with, how did you fall in love with professional wrestling?
The first memory I have, I was like 5 years old watching The Rock and Stone Cold back in the towards the end of the Attitude Era. And ever since then I was hooked.
Okay, who are your favorites during the Attitude Era? Because that's my era right now.
Oh, if I had to pick two favorites, one is probably not going to be a surprise, and the second one might shock you.
Okay.
The Undertaker and The Rock are my two favorites, equal.
Really? All right. I'm going to say, well, yeah, because he was still there. Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
And the Game, Triple H.
Big DX guy, huh?
Big D. I am a big DX guy. You can tell, right?
Yeah, for sure.
My email that I use is my part of my real name, ALFDX.
Oh, nice.
I've had
Can't
that.
go wrong with DX, man.
I think I've had that since the Attitude Era, to be honest with you. All right. We are ushering into a new age of wrestling. I feel like it's getting to the heights of the Attitude Era again. I don't know if you agree or disagree with me on that, but what are your thoughts on the resurgence of wrestling into the mainstream?
Well, I feel like wrestling kind of went back to its roots. You know, you had like all these larger than life characters that found their own way, and it kind of got away from that for a little bit, and everybody kind of blended in. Like you were either, you either did a whole bunch of flips or you were just bigger than God would allow, but now all these guys have their own thing, their own character, and a different way to connect with the audience. And I think that's what it's all about, connecting with the audience. And that's what they're kind of getting back to, in my opinion. That's the way I see it, anyways.
I see it the same way. Have a great story, connect with your audience, and suck them all in.
Got to.
Kind of like, zombies sucking their prey. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, to each their own. Some people think, I don't know, zombies got to live too,
That's true. That's true. All right. Now that you successfully were happy with the attitude. Look who's in the chat, man. Mr. Dorian Vane. Walker knows what to do, he says.
It's my guy. Dorian? It's my guy.
Let's go in. Where did you go to train to be a professional wrestler? Who were your trainers, and what were your thoughts during that initial training?
So the way that I was trained was very unorthodox compared to most people. So I kind of bounced around to different, I wouldn't even say schools. It was more of like trainers. So I started with a guy named Cody Only out of Arkansas. I trained with him, and then I trained with Motley Cruz in Mississippi. That's where I got most of my training.
Okay.
And then I trained up in Union City, Tennessee, with a guy named Sexy Sarge O'Reilly.
Okay.
Learned a lot from him, and then I started having matches, and I got some more ring time later on with Alan Steele, Derek King, and Poker Face were three of the guys that helped me out a lot.
Now, Derek King, I know.
Derek King's the man.
He is the man.
Sure.
He was in the old OVW days with like Cena and Orton and all that.
Yeah, so was Alan Steele. Alan Steele was
really
during that time too. Yeah.
Okay. What was some of the best advice those guys gave you that you feel has helped you out?
So Poker's gonna get mad at me. So when I was my first training session, I showed up, and I've never gotten in a ring before. I'd never taken a bump or anything like that, and I was blabbing on and on about what I wanted my character to be, and Poker said, "F a character, learn how to wrestle." And that was advice that I definitely needed, because I would almost break my neck every time I got in the ring. That and just if you hear any trainer will say slow down, because we get in the habit of wanting to go 90 to nothing, and then not really taking in the moments that that are allotted to us.
Okay, Serena says that's definitely some good advice. Okay. All right, let's go into your first professional match. Who was your opponent, and what were your thoughts during that initial match?
My first match was David Dane at a show out in Dyersburg, Tennessee, that I can't remember what it's called. But I remember being so nervous and thinking, what am I doing here? Like, I don't belong here. What, just reverse, what's happening? But I didn't come out with a dub, unfortunately. But David and I have wrestled many times since then, and I've got my wins back. So,
okay, all right. Next up, tell me about the most toughest match you've had up to date. Who was your opponent, and why was the match so difficult for you to get through?
Let me think about this for a second.
Go ahead, as the chat is heating up between our executive booker Serena and Mr. Dorian Vane.
Hey, Dorian doesn't say anything that's not true, so
okay, we'll leave it at that.
I had a match with a guy named Sean Christopher, Alabama. Or actually, no, it was in Nashville, Tennessee, for a show called Retinal Wrestling. He put me through the ringer. I mean, I got hit with chairs. I fell to the concrete ground. I landed on thumbtacks. That was a tough one.
Oh,
wow. And the night before that, I wrestled my old tag partner, Zach Johnson, in a last man standing match. Same thing, just without the thumbtack. So it was a rough weekend. So I would say those two were the toughest matches I've had.
Rough weekend for sure. All right, let's go into an opponent you want to wrestle in the independent scene. We'll start with that first, and then that you haven't wrestled yet. How come you want to wrestle this individual?
That's a solid question. There are a lot. If I'm being honest.
It's fine. You can give a couple if you want.
A couple, okay. I definitely want to work with the Carver. I think that we could do some real magic. See who else. I haven't wrestled yet. The Carver for sure. Now that you've
Okay.
asked me, I'm blanking on it. Yeah, if I could say one, I would say the Carver, just because I love his style and his unorthodox. Sorry, I couldn't talk for a second. Means
No
of
worries.
going about his matches and all that. Yeah, that's really the main one right now is the Carver of Cutter's Alley. I don't know if you've ever heard of him before, but he is insane.
I've heard of him. Yes, I have heard the name. What
Yeah, he's
about
awesome.
what about Dorian? Have you ever wrestled Dorian?
No, I can't. So I can't want to wrestle Dorian because we tagged once at EPW last week, but I can't want to tag with him. I mean, I can't want to wrestle him because I've tagged with him. That's my dude.
Okay, all right.
But
all
I
right.
do think that if it came down to it, that would be on the wish list for sure. You know?
Okay, all right. See, Dorian, someone does like you out there.
I got you, dog. I got you.
Serena's got a question. What do you think about your upcoming match this Friday against the Chainsaw King?
Oh man, so this is a very interesting one because you've got two different styles of horror. You got two different styles of wrestling. And honestly, it's a match that I've wanted for at least 4 years. Back in 2020, I saw him, popping around in different places, and he just has an energy about him that you can't really replicate. And that's something I've always wanted to, step in the ring with and see if our styles mesh. And now I get that chance to on Friday. So I'm very excited about that.
Good stuff. All right, let's talk about some upcoming stuff you got going before we continue. Since Serena want to bring stuff up. Premier Pro Wrestling coming up April 26th.
April 26th, yeah.
Who now? Some of these wrestlers or associates of yours are going to be coming up in the EPW show coming up next, including Trace Lee Hunt right there, Maddie the American Baddie, and Justin Klein is going to join us. So anybody who is interested from EPW, want to come on, give us a quick DM and we'll bring you on as well. But tell me what's going on at this show for you. Oh,
I'm not
Andrew
sure
Bates.
yet.
Can't forget Andrew Bates.
Oh yeah, Andrew Bates. Yeah, that's my counsel. It's my right hand man.
That's your counsel?
Yeah, that's my counsel.
He reminds me of a senator when I was talking to him. I'm like, this guy could be a senator. 100%.
He's dabbled in politics. He's also dabbled in some legal stuff. A lot of people don't realize about Andrew Bates is he's very well versed in the world and in studies. Like, he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. As you probably saw from the Premier Pro show a couple weeks ago, where I defeated Jake Painter. Yeah, Andrew Bates is the man for sure.
He's the man. Let me bring up this comment real quick before we continue about your upcoming stuff. Everybody, Dorian, everybody loves me, Papa Dang. Just they show it in different ways.
Exactly.
Let's talk about on April 13th, man. What is going on here? Who are you facing?
Millington Mayhem. I've got a part 2 match against Cordell Roberts. And you talk about tough opponents. He's one of the toughest opponents I've worked with for sure. Like he comes from a long line of wrestlers. His brother wrestles, both of his parents wrestled, or I think his dad still wrestles. So he's got a legacy behind him. And the last time we wrestled, it was awesome. We beat the crap out of each other, and we're going to do it again this Saturday.
All right. Now, tickets are only $10 for this event, $20 for VIP. Make sure you go to mayhem10.com to get your tickets for that event, man.
You don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss that, 100%. All right. Hold on. Or Joel Olstein, Dorian says. Andrew Bates. Oh, that's Andrew Bates looks like Morty or Joel.
Look, Dorian, you want to be on my bad side, man? Come on. Saying things about my counsel like that. I thought we were cool.
So he just says Andrew Bates is cool.
Yes, he is.
I agree. I like Andrew. Sorry, Dorian. All right, let's go into some fun stuff. What does Walker like to do for fun? What are some of your favorite hobbies you like to do?
A lot of people might not know this, but I actually play guitar.
Okay.
I play guitar. I produce some music on the side. That's pretty fun. Yeah, that's about it. I'm really into music. I love music a lot.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Favorite foods from Mr. Walker? What does Walker like to eat?
Favorite food? Got to go chicken strips, man. Chicken strips all day.
What are the best chicken strips you've had?
Go-to is always Zaxby's.
Oh, I never had that. Is that down
Never
south
had
only?
Zaxby's? Yeah, I think it is a southern thing.
Oh, see, I'm in Long Island.
Oh, okay. Well, your food there is much better than ours here.
We got KFC, Popeyes, and this new place actually, which is really good out here. I don't know if it's probably down there. I think it came from down to Texas.
Yeah, what is it?
TEX, Texas.
Never heard of it.
Really? Somebody told me it was from down south. That's really good chicken.
Popeyes is pretty good too.
Popeyes is good. It's okay. I think the pieces are a little small for me. You know, I gotta have some big pieces, man. I'm a big guy.
Same. Yep, I feel that.
People think that I'm really short, but when they see me in person, they're like, "Oh my God, you're so tall, bro."
Same thing happens to me, man. They're like, people like to talk, on the internet before they wrest me. They go, "You're not so big," and then they get me in person. It's like, oh,
yeah, that's right. I had some professional wrestlers that I met for the first time in real life after the podcast, and they're like, "Man, you're fucking tall, man."
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? All right, Serena's got a question. If you had to choose AEW, WWE, or TNA, which place would be the best fit for you?
After this past weekend, I don't think anybody can deny how hot WWE is right now.
Smoking hot.
It's the place to be, for sure. They've
breaking records.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, WrestleMania didn't even showcase a lot of the NXT guys that are coming up that are really good. And, guys and gals, for sure. Everybody is.
I love watching NXT.
110%. Oh, me too. Me too. They've got something special down there, and it keeps getting better every week.
Who are some of your favorites in NXT?
NXT. So I'm gonna kind of cheat a little bit because this guy just came back to NXT this past week. Karrion Kross.
Oh,
Karrion Kross is my favorite on there right now.
Okay, but he's not really in NXT. He's more in WWE.
Well, he just came back to NXT. Him and the AOP just came back.
AOP? Was that last night?
Yeah, it was last night.
I didn't watch it yet. I'd say
no spoilers or anything.
No spoilers. Yeah. I'd say my favorite right now in NXT, my favorite male is Trick Williams, 100%. Love Trick Williams. He just gets the crowd going, and you can feel the energy in the room. And I think Roxanne Perez is really killing it over there.
Yeah, for sure. Did you know that Whoop That Trick actually started in Memphis? It was actually a Memphis thing.
Really?
Yeah. The chant Whoop That Trick started in Memphis.
When he was in Memphis?
No.
Oh, no.
I want to say it was in the 90s when that started.
Oh, yeah. All right. Dorian loves Killer Cross.
That's how we became friends. That's how Dorian and I became friends, is our mutual love for Cross.
But he's not a fan of Trick.
I mean, you can't win them all.
Trick's killing it down there, man.
He is.
100%.
Don't be a hater, Dorian. Come on, man.
Yeah, Dorian, don't be a hater. Come on, chill.
Slowly but surely getting on my bad side. By the end of this podcast, I'm probably going to be like, yeah, I'm not a fan of Dorian, man.
Tell me about a match you want to have that you haven't had yet. How come you want to have this particular
match? A stipulation match?
Yes, stipulation.
Easy. I've never had a cage match before. I've always wanted to be in a cage match.
Okay. Now I'm going to throw you another part to the question. If you had to pick an opponent, who would it be that would be in that cage with you?
Ooh, that's a really good one.
It's a tough one. Ouch! Look at that. Serena says Dorian Vane. Why? Because you look like a low budget version of Trick.
No comment.
We'll let them.
You heard that one, buddy.
We'll let them slug it out in the comments.
If I had to pick an opponent for a cage match, I would say probably Dorian.
Dorian.
Yeah. Okay. Two big dudes in a cage.
I like to see that match, man.
Hey, me too. He keeps hating on everybody that I like.
Someone book that match and please send me the link so I can watch it. Because nobody's gonna fly me out, that's for sure.
I mean, you never know.
You never know, but it's a very long shot. I have a better chance of winning the Powerball.
Wait, if you win the Powerball, then you can fly yourself.
I can fly myself. I'd have my own promotion at that point. I have my own promotion, man. Hey, let me tell $1 billion. Let me see. I'll invest how much do I need? Yeah, I only need 100 million. That's what Tony Khan did for AEW, right? There you go, Walker. You can be in my new company.
Just let me know.
We got to bring Dorian with us, though.
I've never been to New York before, so I would be down.
That's another question I want to ask you. Some places you want to go to that you've never been to.
Definitely the East Coast, like New York and Philadelphia, of course. They've got a lot of good shows there. I'd love to wrestle in the O2 Arena. Isn't that what that's called out there? I think that's
Which one?
O2 Arena.
In
The
Philly?
one, yeah.
The
yeah,
2300.
20. No. The one.
The ECW?
It's where they. No. It's where they film. My brain just blanked. Bloodstorm Pro runs there.
I'm not sure where it is, to be honest with you.
All the viral clips come from there. It's the one with all the posters on the wall. I don't know. My brain fart. But
you'll have to let me know because now I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll look it up after the podcast and I'll send it.
Let me know. That's right.
But
all right.
The O2 Arena is in England. What am I thinking? I'm just.
Oh, is it?
Over here. Yeah, I got confused, but yeah, I would love to work on the East Coast. I'd love to go up to Canada at some point. Canada would be a lot of fun. Mexico for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, those are. I mean, pretty much everywhere I can get in a ring would be awesome.
Okay, I know we mentioned New York earlier. Anything that sticks out in New York?
Like shows wise?
Shows, promotions, buildings, anything that you say, man, I would always want to wrestle over there.
In the capital for sure. Like
in Albany?
Yeah, there and in why is my brain not working now?
New York City? New York City area?
No, it's it was Albany. Yeah,
Okay. Dorian says MLW.
Yes, MLW would be awesome too.
That's a good one. A big one up here in Massachusetts is Beyond. That's a big one. That a lot of people will try out for that. Yeah, that's a big one. I know
MLW for sure. There's a lot of guys that I'd love to work with there.
Okay. All right. What about the West Coast?
West Coast, I actually got the chance to wrestle in Los Angeles a few years ago.
Did you? How was your experience there?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. So I didn't know a lot of people. I didn't know really anybody there. And I had the opportunity because I was dating a referee who was working out there at the time. And I was able to, she got me on a really good show there, and I made a lot of friends that I still talk to this day from there. So it was really cool.
Dorian says MLW has tryouts.
Let's go, bro.
How tough is it to date someone in the business without going into specifics and stuff?
Well, it's.
I never asked this question, just so you know, because I try to stay away from relationship stuff, but I always wondered from someone that someone would tell me how is it like to be in a relationship with someone in the business.
So I got to be the unlucky guy to answer it. Thanks, man.
Because I hear stuff like behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, and it doesn't sound too good to me.
So it's a double-edged sword for sure, because you get the aspect of, being able to travel with your person and being interested in the same things and always having something to talk about. But then on the other side of that, if that person gets opportunities that you don't, or vice versa, there's automatically going to be some form of, I don't want to say jealousy, but like a resentment almost.
Okay.
And 9 times out of 10, I feel like when relationships, like wrestler with wrestling personality, relationships don't work out, it's because of that. Like, it's usually that.
Yeah, see, Serena knows. I've never asked that question. I probably never ask it again, to be honest with you.
I had to be the unlucky guy.
I do stay away from that type of stuff. But I was just curious.
It's fine. I'm not I'm not pressed about it or anything, but it's definitely a learning experience, and it's not for everybody.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't say that it as a whole wasn't for me, because I don't know, but yeah, in that situation, it didn't work out, obviously, but it's not like, it definitely doesn't work for everybody, is what I would say to that.
Gotcha. Dorian's chiming in on this. Depends on who it is, and I don't get jealous. I support mine. Just depends. Okay. All right.
Yeah, for sure. 100% depends.
I guess it's the same thing in your shoot job, wherever that may be, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's a jealous thing. It's more of like a, you travel together.
Think
What's
it's
that?
like competition against each other?
Not necessarily that. It's more of like, so you travel together and then get used to traveling together, and then you don't travel together, and then you get on different shows, and then you just eventually have like different lives almost.
You drift apart.
Yeah, you drift apart. That's all it is just you drift apart.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm never gonna ask that question again.
I was the one who had to answer it.
There's always gotta be a one. You know what I'm saying? One tribal chief, one time question.
Knowledge me.
All right, let's break away from all this stuff. Let's go into we answered the big one. Everybody wants to be in WWE, which I agree. Second tier. If you have to choose a second tier place.
Second tier? What do you mean?
In the big leagues. You have to choose another organization.
Oh, MLW.
Doesn't have to be second place. Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Or GCW. GCW is hot too.
GCW's on fire.
I got to wrestle on GCW once. It was a New South versus GCW show.
Okay. How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. I learned so much, and I was able to tie it up with a lot of really good, talented people.
I wonder were my friends the SATs there somewhere?
I don't remember. I don't think so. That doesn't ring a bell.
They do some GCW shows. They're Ring of Honor vets from the original days.
Oh, okay.
They invented the Spanish Fly.
Really?
Yes, they're the original inventors of the Spanish Fly.
That's crazy because I was thinking the other day, I was like, I wonder where this move came from. Like, I wonder who.
Were you really?
Came up with it. Yeah. I think I saw somebody on the indies do it, and I was like, who thinks of a move like that? Yeah. Now you've answered my question, so I appreciate that.
The Maximos. They're the ones who did it.
That's crazy.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you after the podcast real quick. All right, let's go into, man, I think we covered a lot.
Did we?
I believe so, man. We talked about everything. Did I miss something? Like, is there anything you wanted to talk about?
Phone glitch there.
Small glitch.
Not that I can think of, really. Just we've got Millington Mayhem on Saturday.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I had a little mess up on the phone there. But yeah, I've got a Premier Pro Friday and then Millington Mayhem Saturday.
Shout out to Millington Mayhem. Make sure you go to Millington 10 to get your tickets. Same thing with Premier Pro. Go to Premier Pro Wrestling to get your tickets for that event.
Everything when it comes to Millington Mayhem, he's stressed out, but it's going to be a good show.
Good stuff, man. Let me ask one more thing, all right? Goals for 2024. What are some of your goals for the rest of the year?
Goals for this year? I'd like to go to at least 5 new states by the end of the year. Wrestle in 5 new states.
Hopefully New York will be one of them.
I hope so. I would love to wrestle out there.
All right, let us know if you're around here, man. Oh, look at this. Serena, I just asked that. What do you see the rest of 2024 having in store for you? We kind of covered that.
If I could answer it that way, it'd be devastation.
Devastation. Ooh. Actually, I thought of one more question for you. Did you get a chance to watch Iron Claw?
No, I have not. Not yet.
Right.
I want to though. I'm preparing myself for the sadness. I've heard everybody. I've had friends that are non-wrestling fans that went and watched it, and they were like, "Well, that was very, very sad."
It was tough, man. It really was.
You saw it already?
Yeah, I saw it, man. I went to go see it in the theater, and for someone who, like myself, lost a brother, my only brother, it really hit home at the end. Thank you. It really hit me hard, man. So there's a line at the end that he says, and it's like, wow, it's terrible. But
I've heard about the line.
Yeah, you heard about the line, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We won't spoil it for anybody. We'll talk about it a little bit after. All right. Make sure everybody follows Walker. Walker 13. Walker, tell them where they can get your merchandise and where they can follow
Merchandise?
You. Yes.
ProWrestlingTees.com / this is a long one. It's Walker Hayes, HK97. It's in all my bios on all my social media. And you can find me on all my social media at TheWalker13, but it's in Roman numerals, XIII. That is TheWalker XIII on all social media.
All right. As for me, this Saturday night, I will be at Victory Pro Wrestling Presents Blood, Sweat, and 18 Years as Kai McKenna will be making her VPW debut against the unwilting Tatiana for that VPW Women's Championship. There's going to be a cage match, Walker.
Oh, I might
a
have to
cage
pull up.
match. It is Bryce Donovan, the VPW champ, versus Jack Tomlinson, who's obsessed with the title. But here's a fun fact for you, Walker. Jack just made his GCW debut as Zack Ryder this past weekend in Philly. He was Zack Ryder. Teamed up with him against Luke Kane. That is a true fun fact. So make sure you go to VictoryProWrestling.com to get your tickets for this event or Saturday. Jack, man, he's the leading man of professional wrestling, just so you know.
Follow him on TikTok, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff, man. He's transitioned from the wrestler to the leading man, and I think it was a good transition. Good transition. All right. As for me, you can also check out the Papa Deck commercial. Playing with SICW Wrestling, who, by the way, I will be at St. Louis Fan Fest 2 for SICW. You'll see the Beyond the Barricade table there. I will be at the Hall of Fame ceremony, at the Rumble. I'll be there Friday and Saturday for all the fun festivities. As you can see, Walker, there's so many people in there.
It's a lot of people. I see a couple people I know in here too.
Well, all right, we're going to shout him out real quick, but let me just say that Cowboy Bob Orton will be inducted in the St. Louis Hall of Fame. Walker, who do you recognize from it?
Recognize Nigel Rabbit up there. I was on a show with him a couple of years ago in Arkansas.
Okay. Anybody else?
All of like famous people. Oh, Jimmy Hart. Yeah.
Jimmy Hart. There he is.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart.
Mouth of the South. Downtown Bruno, too.
Downtown Bruno. Sergeant Slaughter.
Yep. Stan Hansen.
The Godfather. Stan Hansen. Who else is in there? Tito Santana. Arriba.
Rock and Roll Express.
The Rock and Roll Express. Dr. Bruce Pritchard.
Randy Gordy, too.
Coco Beware. I believe that is in there, too. A lot of people, man. So come down to FanFest 2. Make sure you get your tickets and join us for that event. You can also catch my commercial with Titan Championship Wrestling's Danger Zone. And their next event is Rise of the Titans, Saturday, May 11th. I will be there. Make sure you go to Titan Championship Wrestling to get your tickets. Also on April 19th, I'll be at SWA's Winner Takes All as Joey Conway, the NYWC champion and the Wrestling Is Now heavyweight champion, will take on the SWA champion Chris Caden for all the titles. All the titles are on the line. April 19th at the Sportatorium. Make sure you get your tickets for SWA, please. Come by and say hi to me as well. Thank you, Walker, for joining us on the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Everybody have a good night. I will be back at 8 o'clock for the EPW show.